Well, guys, it's that time again. I am DC, host of Barside Jive Live, and today is April 30th, last day of the month. I had to think about that. It was our birth month, right, Bob?
That's right.
Yeah, both of us had birthdays this month, and it's the last freaking day, and want to welcome you to my thought-provoking, high-energy, fun-filled, freaking badass show. We do right here at Vocal Media Studios in downtown Dallas every Tuesday. It's a new show, second week that we have done this show, and so far so good. Today is the last day of April, as I said. Therefore, I chose this day out of all the days in the month to remind you that April was Distracted Driving Awareness Month. So put down the phone and pay attention. According to a phone company survey, almost 100% of teens agree that texting and driving is dangerous, but half admitted to doing it anyway. We know. It may take only a matter of seconds to glance at your phone, but if you're driving at 60 miles an hour, your eyes were blind to the road while you drove the length of an entire football field. Guys, this is really heavy stuff. Please don't text and drive. Not just teens, but adults as well. You know, used to, I'd see a car, driving erratically beside me, and I'd look over and some chick would be doing her nails with her feet on the steering wheel, driving down the road. And now it's totally different. Everybody's just glued to their phones, But we are so glad that you chose to hang out with us this evening. We love Vocal Media Studios, vocalnow.com, vocal with a K, and we love Dallas, Texas. So it's home for us, and we love this place. So we are, what is that?
That's Winter.
So Winter's here. Winter, our photographer, is here. So, guys, again, this show happens every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for all of our friends out in Prague. And this show is sponsored by The Zoo.
The Zoo.
On Vocal.
The world's best rock, and can be streamed 24/7, 365 at vocalnow.com. Vocal with a K. Hang on.
Hello, Winter.
Have you been in here before?
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Okay. So, the cameras?
Where am I safe?
Here. Okay. Here. On the floor. Winter is here, and she has not photographed our show before, so we're giving her some last-minute instructions. We're so glad she's here because she's an amazing photographer. Boner's getting lots of attention today, Jimmy. And whether you guys create music or some other form of art and would like to be featured on one of my shows, or would like to sponsor or advertise, or maybe you just have an idea or a comment, you can drop me a line at dc@barsidejive.com. Born on this day in 1971 was Chris Henderson. Chris, a guitarist with American rock band Three Doors Down, who had the 2003 U.S. #4 single, When I'm Gone, and the 2005 U.S. #1 album, 17 Days. Well, Bob.
Yes. Here it is.
There it is. We're unafraid to report. We are the home to the unbelievable and absurd news that you just won't get anywhere else. Right, Winter? Yeah. Okay, guys, I got some important shit for you today. Pig steals camper's beer, gets drunk, and starts a fight with a cow. That's serious. Some folks get extra cheerful when they have had a few too many pints of lager, and some folks get a little cranky or downright depressed. Still others lose all sense of propriety and good manners and get sloppy and silly with anyone in their midst. But you know that pigs, yep, that's right, pigs, could be among the ranks of those who get ill-mannered and mean-spirited when they've had a few. That's exactly what happened in Australia in 2013. I just knew this was going to be another California story, but no. When a pig, a wild pig that is, got into the sauce, got drunk, and started a fight with a barnyard buddy, a cow. It all started when some careless campers left out their supply of hooch, 18 cans of beer to be precise, and the errant pig decided to help himself to the sudsy stash. The campers at Port Hedland near the De Grey River were tucked away in their tents for the night when, next thing they knew, the feral porker was snout deep into their beer. Swino followed his rampage. He decided to swim out to the middle of the river before collapsing drunk under a tree and falling asleep. Okay, so Bob, I've got a before and after picture. Here we go. Before. Before. Still before. Oh my gosh. And then after. There he is. So, on with the story. Okay, went under the tree, fell asleep, soon started exhibiting bad manners and loutish behavior, including picking on a nearby cow. After slurping down the liquid gold, this little piggy went to the garbage bins and began rooting around for a late night snack. When he was finally finished boozing it up, eating and generally causing pandemonium at the campsite, he took a dip at the river and then passed out for a post-gorge snooze under a nearby tree. One stunned camper told ABC News. Now, you know it's a legit story because ABC News.
Oh, yeah, it's
right?
got to be.
It's got to be right, yeah. It was in the middle of the night, and it was these people opposite us who heard this crunching of the can, and they got their torch out and shone it on the pig, and there he was, crunching away at their cans. Furthermore, the witnesses to this porcine shenanigans said when he went and raided their rubbish, then there were some other people camped right on the edge of the river, and they saw him running around their vehicle being chased by a cow. Apparently, the pig showed up several nights in a row, causing chaos and helping himself to anything he could find to pig out on. It was coming for a couple of days, but we didn't see it this morning or last night, said the witness, who gave only her first name, Marita, to the TV station. Why are all the stories that we do, they only give their first name?
I just can't imagine why.
I can't either. But while the beast was showing up, it was very entertaining, the camper said. It was going around and around, and then it went into the river and swam across to the middle. The people that were camped on the river went across and crept up on it. And it was hiding and sleeping under a big log on the edge of the water. Unfortunately, the pig, whom Australians had nicknamed Swino, came to an inglorious end not long after his drunken outburst at the campground. A roadwork employee confirmed for the website Gawker that he had been found dead, the victim of a collision with a vehicle. Kind of a solemn ending.
It is.
Kind of a cool story.
I had an ex-wife that anytime I did something cloudish, she called me a pig.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you call her?
No, I knew better than call her anything.
Yeah, she didn't call you Swino, did she?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's why you're still alive.
That's right.
Yeah. She definitely probably had some opportunities to take care of you. All right, guys. So we have a featured guest tonight. It is Chris LeGrand, lead singer, founder, manager of Satisfaction, the international Rolling Stone show. And they are the international touring tribute show to the world's greatest rock and roll band, the Rolling Stones. Also, this highly acclaimed production showcases the most authentic cast and costuming of its kind. The likes of Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, and cast bring a colorful performance to 50 years of classic hits featured in Rolling Stone, Showbiz Magazine, Las Vegas Today, CBS Sunday Morning News, and hundreds of national newspapers, magazines, television, and radio as the world's greatest show, honoring the Rolling Stones and their legacy. Well, Chris, you know that you finally reached your pinnacle in stardom when you get to do my show, Barside Jive Live, right? I mean, you...
I have made it now that I'm here.
Yeah, because I was pretty impressed with all those. But, hey, you really at the real deal now.
Yeah, it's been a while coming, but I finally made it.
Hey, actually, that's a true statement because I've been trying to get you on this for, like, ever.
It's been several years, yeah.
Yeah, we've been trying to do this. And I think we got close a couple of times, but it just didn't happen. Yeah. But welcome to the show, Chris.
Good to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. You guys are like, my favorite full-time Rolling Stone tribute band, and I've been listening to you guys forever, and you know that. And you guys are just so spot on. I mean, how do you, and I know you've changed bandmates periodically, one will leave, you'll gain another, and how do you guys just stay so spot on doing the Stones? I mean, does it just require a lot of practice? Or
Yeah, the main word we use is authentic, trying to be authentic. And, we just set a real high bar for ourselves, and I started that when I started the group back in 2001. We just wanted to maintain a high level of authenticity and doing the show. I didn't want to come out and do a parody of anything. I wanted it to be professional.
Right.
Look, sound, be professional. And, I've had this luck to be able to find guys when I'd lose a guy, to find another guy to fill a spot. And the power of the internet has made that really how that happens now.
Because these guys that you work with, including yourself, you guys are full-time. I mean, it's your full-time job. You're on the road constantly.
We're doing about 150 shows a year, and we've been doing that for forever.
Wow. Now, you're traveling not only throughout the United States, but you're traveling overseas as well, right?
We do some international work. We've been real lucky to go as far as Moscow and St. Petersburg a couple of times.
Wow.
And then we've done some European stuff in South America. We'll go anywhere.
Yeah, well, tell us. Excuse me. Hello? 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 Randy? Yeah, Randy passed away. Hello? Hello?
She hung up on you, man.
So tell us about the Moscow trip. What was it like being over there?
Well, Moscow's a beautiful city. I mean, It's a very modern city, and we had a great experience going over there. We had a promoter that brought us over for 2 shows, one in St. Petersburg and Moscow. But Moscow was really the biggest show. We probably had about 2,500 people in a theater there come to the show. But, it was a little intimidating just getting in and out of the country, because they don't play over there. I mean, when you come in, they give you a slip of paper, and they say, look, this yellow slip of paper, you have it with you at all times, and you could get stopped at any time. And if you don't have your papers in order, you could get walked out. And there were armed guards at the theater, a military force, around, and
right.
So at the airport too, and
right.
But, we had a great time, and the shows went off real well. Now, we did go back a second time, and we got to do something at Gorky Park.
Wow.
It was a week-long engagement for a international car show there.
Wow.
And we got to perform every night there. Actually, the Land Rover company hired us to do that. And so that was fun. We got to spend a whole week in Moscow, so we really got to do a lot there.
Got to do some sightseeing, I guess, as well.
We did.
Right, yeah. So how as far as the audience over there compared to audiences here, about the same?
Well, the first show we did in Moscow, I think it was in 2011 for like 2,500 at the theater. I think they thought we were really the Rolling Stones. I mean, it really was off the chart.
Or was it?
Yeah, it was really pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're rock and roll. They like their rock and roll over there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of cool over there, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a different climate, and I enjoyed it. The food is a little different.
Yeah. I lived in the Middle East for a couple of years, and the food's different.
Yeah.
Thank God for America. but I did enjoy my time there, and I'm sure you enjoyed your travels over there because that's parts of the world that we might not have seen otherwise.
Exactly. It's the joy of being able to be in the music business and travel, and not just internationally, just around the country too. So there's a little different bits and pieces here or there that you get. Be it in Seattle or Miami.
Right. Have you guys been in every state?
Oh yeah.
Or performed in every state in the United States?
Well, we haven't done anything in Hawaii or Alaska, but all the upper 48, we've done.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that's cool. So, what's new in the world of Satisfaction? You guys got any new projects?
Yeah, we're doing a show now. We've had our show 18 years, and throughout 18 years, we've done a lot of different things with our group. We did for a long time. We did a symphony show. We had our show charted for orchestras, and we did a symphony show. We called that a Symphony for the Devil, and we did a lot of those, and that was real successful.
Right.
And we just always looking to evolve and try something new. And so we typically been doing a greatest hits show for many years, and then I always wanted to do an era-specific show, like do the different eras of the Stones, the early 60s with the Brian Jones, and then kind of the late 60s, early 70s with the Mick Taylor, and then the more modern-day Stones with the Ron Wood. So we put together a show that we call Paint It Back. There you have it.
Yeah.
And so it's a 3-act show, and we go back and do all the different eras, all the different costume changes. And so it's kind of just gives you a historical review of the legacy of the band. We do the early material with Brian Jones, then we switch gears and go to the later 60s when, Gimme Shelter, Sympathy for the Devil, Stones got a little bit darker.
Right.
And then we shift gears into the 3rd act with when Ron Wood came on, and, Miss You, Start Me Up, and all that part of the Stones and kind of that era from like 78 to 81. And that's the glory years of the Stones, 64 to 81. That's when the biggest hits were, and that's really the songs that people want to hear. So we're really excited about this new show, and it's going really good.
Good. Now, what about you did this thing with the Beatles?
We do have that too.
Okay.
We're doing
it?
Yeah, it's called Beatles versus Stones, a musical showdown. And it's similar to the Paint It Back show in that we have a Beatles band and a Stones band, and we do all the different eras of the bands. And so we go, in a 2-hour show, we go back and forth with these short sets. Like the Beatles come on and do the Ed Sullivan early, and they run off, and the Stones run right on, and we do an early Stones set with Brian Jones, Get Off My Cloud, 19th Nervous Breakdown, the early Stones hits. While we're doing our set, the Beatles are backstage changing into the Sgt. Pepper era.
Oh, okay.
And so we do about 20, 25 minutes. We run off, the Beatles come on, the show kind of changes to the psychedelic era, and they do the Sgt. Pepper set, with that material from that Magical Mystery Tour. While they're doing that, we're changing into our late 60s, Gimme Shelter, Sympathy for the Devil era stuff.
Right.
So it goes back and forth like that. Obviously, the Beatles end up in 69 on the rooftop concert, with that material. And then our final segment is, Start Me Up, Miss You, Beast of Burden, the later hits. And then we have a big finale where both bands come out together, and we do a little jam, and we do a really cool ending to the show. I won't give all that away because you got to get a ticket when it comes around.
Yeah.
But no, it's really cool. People are really loving that show. We're doing about as many of those dates as we are doing our own show now too. So
okay.
Between the two of them, we're super busy.
So the Beatles band, I assume they're doing their own thing outside of what you guys do together. Are they full time too, traveling all the time?
They do their own thing too. They're from California, Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
So we work independently, and then we get together and do typically like 2 to 3 week blocks of dates with this particular project. And then we'll kind of split up and then get back together in a month and do another 2 or 3 weeks. So
Right.
That's how it works.
So both these projects, as well as you're just booking regular Satisfaction gigs too, right? In addition to all those.
Right. Yeah. And I have a partner with the Beatles versus Stones musical showdown. I have a partner in California, and so we do that together.
Uh-huh.
And then I book my own dates with I have a network of agents around the country that I've been working with for 18 years. I've built up a pretty good list of clients and agencies that I work with. So I self-manage my own band. It just seems to work better at this level.
Right. You have more control, and
Exactly.
apparently you've done a good job because, man, you guys have you're really busy now, right?
I'm really lucky to be doing this, in 18 years, and we've done over 3,500 shows, and it's just incredible to be able to have a chance to play music full time, and to have a career, to travel, and I mean it's challenging, and
Away from home a lot.
away from home. We take some breaks. I was home for Easter, take a week off for Easter. On most of the holidays we take off. I let everybody go home, so they don't come home and find their stuff on the lawn if they're gone too long.
Yeah.
From the wife or girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah. So we pace ourselves out because, unlike a recording artist that'll make an album and then tour 3 or 4 months and then, go make another album, take a time off. We tour all year.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah.
we're out here all the time.
So go back 18 years. What inspired you to start that, the Stones tribute in the first place?
Well, ever since I was a teenager, people were telling me, you look like Mick Jagger. And when I was a teenager in my 20s, I wanted to write my own songs and do my own thing. I didn't want anything to do with, I didn't even know what a tribute band was back then.
Right.
There was Elvis impersonators, but that was really it.
Right.
So I was trying to do my own thing, and I got out of the music business for a few years. I got married and just kind of got away from it, got burned out a little bit in my 20s. And then I got back into it. I got a divorce and wanted to play some music again, so I started dabbling a little bit, playing on the weekends. And actually, I'm a bass player by trade, really.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Little known secret, I'm a bass player, and I played bass in all the bands I was in before I did this.
Gotcha.
I never was a front man. I sang some songs, but I wasn't like, out there jumping around doing anything.
Right. Not like now.
No. So, when I got back into it, ironically enough, I went to see 1964, the Beatles tribute, at a theater. And I was sitting there in the audience, and I was thinking to myself, those old comparisons to Mick Jagger, and I watched this Beatles tribute. And so I went home and got on this thing that was kind of new at the time called the internet.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I started researching this, and I saw all these Beatles tributes. And then I started trying to research Rolling Stones tributes. And there was just like one in New York, one in L.A., one in Chicago, and they were just like local bands. And it's right then it hit me. I said, these Beatle groups can do this. Even though the Stones are still around, there's an opportunity here, and I'm going to go for it. So I started, trying to find a cast of characters who wanted to do it with me.
Mm-hmm.
And the funniest thing that happened was I was a bass player in this little 3-piece band in Louisiana, and I went in one night to rehearsal, and I told the drummer, and I said, look, I'm going to start a Rolling Stones tribute band. I think this would be a great idea. He goes, who's going to be Mick Jagger?
Really?
And I said, me. He said, you're a bass player. You're not a front man. I said, I'm going to give it a shot. So I guess the rest is history.
Rest is history.
I'm sitting here 18 years later.
Wow.
Doing it. So.
Wow. So you've had a number of bandmates over the year. How many total, you think?
I try not to count. I lost count. Well, we've had a few guys. It's like any other business. When you start out, you're not going to be that successful with something. You have to build it up.
Right.
And so the first 2 or 3 years, I had to go through some different guys and trying to find the right combination too.
Right.
Even though I set the bar high, sometimes guys didn't want to reach the bar.
Mm-hmm.
So it went through some tough years of finding right guys, playing every nightclub and small place we could find around the country. And, over time, the show got better. I've got some better guys. And we got a chance to go to Las Vegas in 2005 to join the Legends in Concert show. I'd been after those people forever. They run the big tribute show in Vegas, and they run in Atlantic City. They're all around.
Right.
And they were the biggest. They're still the biggest tribute thing going ever. And I always wanted to be a part of that. So I kept pitching them our show, and they kept ignoring me. And then finally one day they called me, and they said, we're doing some auditions down in Hollywood, Florida, and would your band come down and do a 60-minute set? And we said sure. So we went down there, and that was in spring of 2005. And they offered us a contract to come to Las Vegas for a 6-month deal. in October that year. So we went out there in October of 2005, and we spent 6 months playing in the Strip, playing in that show every night. And after that, things got better. Things changed. We had promo. We got to be in Showbiz Magazine. Las Vegas Today came out and did a review of our show. So it was kind of a pre that and post that where, you know, our world got better. We started doing theaters, performing arts centers, casinos. And then, you know, we over the time, you know, we lost another guy here or there, but, you know, we seemed to attract guys who wanted to play and be full-time, and they saw that we had some credibility. You know, we finally had something to hang our hat on.
Right.
So, you know, that was a big moment for us right there. But, yeah, you know, through the years, you know, guys, we've had guys that stayed 10 years before. You know, we've had guys that have 7, 8 years in the show. It's a different kind of life. It's challenging, and it's not for everybody, you know.
Right.
But if you want to be out here and play music full-time, it does have a lot of rewards to it. And, you know, we've been blessed to be able to keep finding the right group of guys, and the group of guys we have right now, outstanding.
Right, right. Well, there's a lot more to it than just, you know, I guess going down and playing a local gig, because you guys, you know, because it does require so much commitment as far as time and travel. And also there's, besides just playing, I mean, they're acting, because they're, you know, they're becoming the role of a Keith Richards, and they're having to costume to dress.
That's right.
The same. So there's a lot more to it, and I guess you got to find guys that really get into those roles, really get into those characters.
You've got to be willing to change yourself, you know, and just like you mentioned, and as you well know, it's an acting role. It's like any of these biopics you've seen, all these great stars, be it Jamie Foxx as Ray Charles, or, you know, Joaquin Phoenix doing, you know, Johnny Cash. Any of those, you got to cast yourself into that role and absorb that character, and you got to study every video, every, you know, guitar lick, and every mannerism, you know, every vocal inflection. I mean, you got to just study the whole thing.
Right.
It's not going to work. I mean, I don't want to give any tribute bands a bad name, but I mean, there are some people in my industry that don't apply themselves to all those aspects, and it just comes up short. You know,
right.
You're gonna be make more money, have more credibility, and go farther if you put yourself totally dedicated to your character and to your act. You know, and that's the only thing I know how to do. I can't do it half-ass. You know.
Right.
You know,
right.
Never was going to be acceptable for me to do that, or anybody that comes into the show. You know, we especially now, we've been around 18 years. When a new guy comes in, it's boot camp. I mean,
oh yeah, yeah, I bet. It's a little crash course. And
we put it to them. We put it to them. You know, I mean, they've got to step up. I mean, some of these guys have to wear wigs, and you know, there's makeup involved. There's a lot of costumes, and
right.
You know, if you're not into all that theatrical stuff,
right.
You're not going to be able to make it. So.
No. If you can't put on eyeliner, you can just forget it.
That's right. Eyeliner's a must. Keith Richards.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to say the Keith Richards guy's got to work hard on that makeup, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Keith Richards guy does have to work hard on that makeup and a lot of other things too.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Right. Well, I know you're married and have children.
I have a girlfriend of 18 years.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I met her about 6 months before I started this group.
Really?
She didn't know what she was getting into.
Really? Well, she must be pretty supportive, Chris, you know, as much as you're gone. So.
Yeah, she is. She works for a great legal firm here in Dallas, and we moved here to the DFW area about 6 years ago. I was living in Louisiana where I met her for many
Now you're
years.
from Louisiana, right?
No, I'm from Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I grew up my hometown is Texarkana, Texas.
Oh, okay. That's close to Louisiana.
Yeah.
It's close to Arkansas, too.
That's right. Arkla, Tex.
Three corners. That's right. Yeah, Texarkana. That's right. Golly, I had one time when I was married, I had family in Hooks.
There, I know where Hooks is.
Yeah, right outside of Texarkana.
I had a girlfriend out in Hooks one time.
Wow.
Yeah, Billy Sims, isn't it? Billy Sims.
Yeah. From him. Yeah,
Hooks.
that's where he's from. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I've got a girlfriend for 18 years. She's put up with me, let me do this and live out my dream, and we make it work, you know. As long as I come home and take some breaks and, you know, take care of her and do a few honeydews around the house and be a regular guy. And
right.
I park all the Mick Jagger stuff outside the house.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It stays out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as, there's no,
Yeah.
just a regular guy when I come
You
home.
don't bring it home.
No.
It's work.
It's work. And, you have to leave it there and go do normal things.
So let me ask you, Chris, when you're off, when you're away from your work, do you listen to the Stones?
No. I don't turn it off if it comes on,
Yeah.
I tell you what I do. No, I will tell you this. I do watch some video. I do study video. I watch video.
Do you?
Yeah, you just have to go back and you got to do refresher courses all the time. The problem with Mick Jagger, or the great thing about Mick Jagger is, he had different eras and he had different moves and different things he did the 1965 Mick Jagger was different than the 1969 or the 1972 or the 1978 or 1981. So he's all over the place. I mean,
Right.
and it's just a plethora of things that you have to study and prepare yourself to do. And so that's why I like doing this new show. I have to literally now be 3 different characters,
Right.
those different eras, and all of us do. Keith too,
Right.
all different.
Wow. So if people want to follow your schedule, they want to find what you got going on here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, for example, or anywhere else, what's the best site for them to go to?
Well, our website is rollingstoneshow.com, and then, we've got the Facebook page that we always post everything there. All the dates are on there.
Right.
So we have a local show coming up here on May 18th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Arlington Music Hall.
Oh, yeah. You've played there before.
Yeah, we did the Beatles Stones show there before, and we're going to be bringing the Paint It Back show there on May 18th.
Okay. We'll have to make that one.
Yeah, that's a big weekend because I think the ZZ Top thing is that weekend.
Oh.
But I think it's the day before.
Yeah, that's the 17th.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because Boner wants to go to that really bad.
I figured Boner would make it to the ZZ Top.
Yeah, he's a huge fan of Billy Gibbons.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the 18th, we'd love to see you there in Arlington.
I've never been in that venue.
It's a good venue, and tickets are on me.
Yeah. Oh, well, shoot, I'll count me in, brother. I'm there.
Right.
Totally. Well, we really appreciate you doing this. I know that I've been bugging you for a long time to do it, but I just, I've always been really impressed. I think the first time I saw you guys was probably in about 2007, I'm guessing. 2007, 2000. I started seeing you guys right before I went overseas for a couple of years. So it's been a while, but I was so impressed. Actually, I was just blown away with how good you guys are, but how you are the Rolling Stones.
Well, I appreciate that. We work real hard at it.
Yeah, it was amazing. And the Keith Richards guy you had at the time was just, man, he was. I haven't seen the show lately, but I know you've changed. But that guy was so spot on, man. That guy.
Yeah, Jim Riddick. I had to tell you, Jim passed away a couple years ago.
Did he really?
Yeah, I'm sorry to report that.
Wow.
Yeah, Jim was with us 10 years, and then he left, and he's became a victim of substance abuse, like a lot of people have, and it finally caught up with him. I hate to say that, but really kind of a bummer. He was a good guy, and he just couldn't. He had some demons. The rock and roll thing, it does affect some people that way, and we lost Jim, and it was it was very hurtful to get the news. But I will say he was very instrumental. He came in early 2005, and he was very instrumental in helping us build the band to the great level that it got to. Mm-hmm. But
well, that's a shame. Yeah, because I would talk to that guy, during breaks and after the show, and it just seemed like a good guy. But I hate to hear that, man.
Yeah.
When was that?
I guess he passed about 2 years ago now.
Wow. Where was he living?
Well, he was living up in Iowa, oddly enough, near Clear Lake, Iowa, where the Buddy Holly thing, up in that. I think it's Forest City, Iowa, is where he was living. A little small town in Iowa. He was living up there with a girl. She was a lawyer. He had moved up there, and he was living a quiet life there. And gotten out of music. And
had he?
Yeah, he was just living on the farm, as far as I know. And
Wow.
but yeah, it's real sad news, and hate to hear that from anybody. But you know, we worked together 10 years. We had a good run.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame, but I guess if we live long enough, it's gonna happen to all of us.
It does, you know, and then the band has to carry on, and sometimes it's difficult when you have to carry on. But you know, we got the guy we have doing Keith now, who's Dom Lonzo. He played Ron Wood for a long time.
Oh, okay.
He played Ron Wood when Jim Riddick was playing Keith Richards.
Oh, okay.
And so he got to. It's kind of a fascinating thing, you know. He switched sides, and you know, he took a lot of
literally.
and he took a lot of his game from watching Jim for all those years.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, brings his own part to it too as well. But you know, he learned a lot. So it was. He was a little apprehensive at first. Wasn't sure if he could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, now he does a great job.
Yeah.
So
Well, and you still look like Mick Jagger.
still fighting the war.
Man, that dude's had some challenges lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, that was pretty harrowing for everybody, particularly all the fans that bought all those tickets, you know.
Yeah.
And there's still been no announcement, you know. But luckily, he got the non-invasive surgery for the heart valve replacement, so he didn't have to have the full, the full thing. So they did I think they called it a TAVR, transarterial valve replacement. Somebody had to correct me on that, but they do it, you know, non-invasive, put a new valve in there, and less downtime, and so he'll recover, and I'm sure the Stones will probably get back at it in the fall, late summer.
You know, as much cardio as he gets, I've heard he does like 8 miles a day or something. But as much cardio as he does on and off stage, you would think that you would never have heart issues. But of course, some of it's genetic, and I guess sometimes you just get old enough to where things are going to fail no matter how strong they are. But
yeah, that's true. I mean, he was never a heavy smoker or drug user or anything like that. There was a funny meme going around with Keith Richards, you know. It's like, I told Keith, you know, or I told Mick, you better take better care of yourself. And he had a cigarette and a beer. He had his shirt off and his stomach's hanging out.
Yeah.
It was a meme somebody made.
Yeah,
I stole it, but it was classic.
Look like hell. But.
I mean, the hair sticking up. And, I mean, I'm talking like recently he was in Miami, you know, on a balcony, stomach, beer, and a cigarette. It was like a week after that happened. It was so funny.
There was a meme I saw. There's a picture of Keith Richards that said something about, we better start thinking about what kind of world we're going to leave for Keith Richards.
Yeah.
It'd be the lone survivor.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. What a life, and still.
What a life. Still going. I mean, you know.
You know, and the dude wrote a children's book. I mean,
yeah. He's a character.
Yeah, it just cracks me up. Well, Chris, we really appreciate your time and really appreciate you stopping by. And I wish you guys, you know, all the success there is in this life. And you can count on me being there on May 18th.
Well, I appreciate it. Great to be here. I'm glad to see you're doing well. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Oh, yeah, man. Go Zoo. Go Zoo.
Go Zoo.
The Zoo.
On Vocal.
I just love that button. I kept asking. They finally put it on my Stream Deck here. So I just, you know, it's hard for me to leave it alone. All right, guys. So we really enjoyed Chris LeGrand being with us today, and you need to go check out Satisfaction. The website's
RollingStoneShow.com.
RollingStoneShow.com, and go to that May 18th show over in Arlington. I'll be there, and we can all see these guys. And you said it's you and the Beatles at that one, right?
No, it's just Satisfaction, just the Paint It Back show.
Oh, Paint It Black. Okay.
Yeah.
Or Paint It Back. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, cool. Hey, guys, we do have a featured cigar today on this show, Old Grapevine Cigar and Tobacco Shop, located in historic downtown Grapevine, Texas. They have such a great staff there with Kenny and Denna and Tom. Great people. They know their stuff, and they will pair you with a cigar. This cigar today, this featured cigar, is Denna's pick. Denna chose this one and asked me to tell you about it, and it is a partially smoked, just because I had to make sure it was appropriate to feature, right?
Yep.
Right.
You told me that.
Right.
I just have to. I have to.
I have to do it.
show.
Yeah, I have to smoke a little bit of it just so I can talk about it. So it's a New World by A.J. Fernandez. It's a Nicaraguan wrapper, filler, and binder. It's a medium body and strength, rich and earthy, yet very smooth. This is an $8 cigar, guys. So you got to check it out at Old Grapevine Cigar and Tobacco Shop. Like I said, those people know what they're talking about there, and they have a huge selection of pipe tobaccos for you guys that do that as well. Again, they're located in downtown Grapevine, right off Main Street, close to Northwest Highway. You know, check them out. And also, we've got an event coming up, right? May 4th, this Saturday.
Yeah.
This Saturday, we have an event coming up. We'll get to that in a minute. But it's time for my concert calendar that we've added to this show. And we've got Motley Mayhem, the world's greatest tribute to Motley Crue. They will be at the House of Blues here in Dallas at 7 p.m. on Saturday, May 11th. For free tickets, you can go to @Motley Mayhem Live on Facebook. From their stage presence to their individual musical talents, these guys know how to do it and how to do it right. So check them out. House of Blues in Dallas, 7 p.m., Saturday, May 11th. And you can get free freaking tickets. So why not, right? @Motley Mayhem Live on Facebook. Guys, make sure you check out my concert calendar on the Zoo.
The Zoo.
On Vocal.
It airs throughout the day, every freaking day here on the Zoo at vocalnow.com. And remember, vocal is with a K. Guys, if my life hack that I always try to throw out a life hack every week so that, it will help guide your path through this life based on my many experiences, good and bad. If your significant other is mad at you, simply grab a towel, make them a cape, and say, "Now, see, you're super mad."
Yeah, that'll work.
If they laugh, marry them. If they don't laugh, run. If you guys have a life tack or tip that helps you get through life, you can email it to me at dc@barsidejive.com, and we'll make sure we talk about it on the show. Final notes. Vocalnow.com is about everything vocal. Go there and see the vast array of podcasts, videocasts, and radio stations that Vocal hosts on their platform. You can download the app from your app store, and it's real easy, Vocal Now. And BarsideJive.com is my website. It's about everything Barside Jive. You can subscribe to my newsletter and stay current on what we've got going on, what shows we've got going on. Don't forget, this Saturday, May 4th, I'll be at the International Guitar Festival from 10 a.m. I'll be there all day Friday, I think from noon till 7. And then Saturday from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. in the Zoo booth next to the Texas Musicians Museum. So come say hi and get you a Barside Jive Live sticker for only $5. And then from 2 to 5, I'm going to be hosting the Cigar and Cider event at Outlaw Cider, 112 Texas Street in historic downtown Grapevine, Texas. The event is sponsored by Outlaw Cider and Old Grapevine Cigar and Tobacco Shop. Tickets are $15, and that gets you a pint of Outlaw Cider, a cider of your choice, plus an Oliva cigar. Also, your ticket will enter you into 2 raffles, one for an electronic Bluetooth smoker, master-built smoker, courtesy of Oliva Cigar Company, and a growler, courtesy of Outlaw Cider Company, and some cigar and cider swag. So 2 raffles for some cool prizes. At the event, you can buy additional cigars and pints of cider. They'll be available for your purchase. Oh, and don't forget, May 10th, the Zoo Fan Appreciation Party is going to be at the Steam Theory Brewing Company in Dallas. I don't have the time for that event, but it's May 10th, and we will post some information on my Facebook page. But it's a Zoo Fan Appreciation Party at Steam Theory Brewing. They're going to have some really cool stuff for you there. Should be some swag, and some of the DJs from back in the day will be there. I will be there. Be a lot of us there, so it'll be a lot of fun. Oh, you know what? Since we have a few minutes, I've got a video to show you.
Uh-oh, this is
Yeah.
never good. This could be dangerous.
Well, I forgot to show it a while ago when I was doing my pig story.
Feral pigs arrive with
There's a real interesting video.
Captain Cookers.
I want
They
everybody to
escaped
see.
from the human settlements around Sydney and went wild. But since then, we've also had pigs introduced from Asian areas. So we actually have two bloodlines: the European pig here and the Asian pig in different areas. Feral pigs look quite different to domestic pigs. It only takes a few generations until they tend to revert to more of a wild coloration and look. They really need to survive in the wild. So a feral pig, unlike a domestic pig, has built up musculature in their upper body, which they need for the rooting and so on that they undertake in the wild. They often revert to more of a black status or black colour because that provides better camouflage in the bush, particularly at night. And their hair tends to get bristlier, and that probably helps with the tick reduction in the bush. So they're all adaptations to living in the wild. Feral pigs have a reproductive output which is more akin to rabbits. They can produce near 2 litters a year. The average litter size is 6 piglets. In hard times, only 1 or 2 will survive, but they are more.
I've known people that sound exactly like that. Is that you?
No, that just cracks me up. That guy was so freaking boring. I mean, that's the video that accompanied the story, and I was like, I thought, well, I'll watch it and see, what it's about. And I was
Because everybody that's listening to that saying, I know somebody sounds like that, especially the wives. I know somebody sounds just like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, guys, I just thought you might enjoy that, so I threw that in. That was free. I told you about the zoo appreciation party. Oh, my show today has also been brought to you by Hip and Hippie. Hip and Hippie is a planet-loving company known for its high-quality, earth-friendly, 100% recyclable, organic candlelight, and natural body care products. It's no wonder eco-supporting people love Hip and Hippie, hipandhippie.com. I want to thank Winter today for taking photos during our show and afterwards. She can be found at Winter Figuro photography.com. Winto Photo 1. Right? Okay, cool. And or just hit me up. Winter's taken amazing photos from us. She's done a lot of the photo work when we were off-site doing the live shows at some of the live music venues around town. And she's an amazing photographer, and we haven't been able to use her for a while, but we're so glad she's here tonight. And so thank you, Winter. And I also want to thank Jimmy for doing the production on this show. And I want you to keep in mind, next Thursday we have another show. And remember, Tuesdays is our tribute cover band feature, and then Thursdays is still our original music feature. And we'll have Guthrie Kennard will be my guest in Studio One right here this coming Thursday at 7:30 p.m. My parting thought is, don't cry because it's over. Just smile because it happened. Oh, I have a dickhead of the day, Bob, and it's personal.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I had a thing going with the Apple store in South Lake, and so they won, and I took precedence because I control the show. I took precedence over the other requests. So this goes out.
Dickhead.
Goes out to the South Lake Apple store.
And everybody knows it, everyone but you. You're a dickhead. I hope you'll soon be dead. And this is payback time for what you put me through.
Okay, guys, if you want to dedicate the Dickhead song to someone you believe to be worthy, just email me at dc@barsidejive.com. I think that's it. Bob, you got anything?
No, don't think so.
Okay, I think we're out of here. So, guys, we will see you, Thursday, and then next week, next Tuesday. Thanks for being here. Be kind to one another. Keep it real. Keep on rocking. See you soon. Be careful out there.
Good show.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, Winter.
Oh. What is it? Did you tell me you got something going, Don Brewer?
Grand Funk Railroad.
I know, but when's that?
I've got an interview next
He's not going to be in town, is he?
Tuesday. Actually,